Shalom, Kohala Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Makakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect, to the Akim doing the work in truth and sincerity, as well as a few Akwat that listen and learn. This is Brother Shrar with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai. And just a quick lesson, I wanted to go into how basically, the scriptures is our guideline, on how to maneuver through any situation, that we could come across, in this life, man. It tells us how to deal with the flesh, how to deal with our enemies, it goes through everything. This is really our family book, the Israelites' family book, and basically, through the spirit. What I also want to bring out was, this is the prophets of old, which are back here today. Basically were giving themselves advice for the future. When you think about it, it's crazy, man, how the Lord works. Because if you can receive it, because obviously we know reincarnation, is in the scriptures. It is a thing. But that's basically, what it comes down to, man. This is advice from, the prophets' former selves. So these scriptures, man, is everything. This is the main point. So I want to hop into the book of Romans first. So this is Romans 15:4. It reads, "For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope." So the things written in the scriptures in the past, man, from our forefathers, it's like it, from the prophets, and all these accounts of the different situations and different judgments and, all throughout the scriptures, were written for our learning today. So we can read them and learn from them, and try to apply them to the best of our ability and, in our time. So the Lord had it set up to where, we would have the basically the perfect guide, the perfect guide to, maneuver properly in this wicked society we live in. Because you see that those people in the world who don't, who aren't occupied in prophecy, who aren't, seeking the knowledge of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, they're not seeking the wisdom, so they're all over the place. But the ones of us that have been blessed to, to have been waking up to this truth, to being called into this thing, in sincerity, we maneuver through life at a way different frequency, with way more wisdom than the average person. Because, we now have wisdom, knowledge, and understanding from on high. And it comes straight from out the scriptures. Because anybody can pick up the Bible and read it. But not anybody can pick up the Bible and understand it. So that's the difference, man. That's why this is a spiritual thing, only given to the Israelites, one, and even deeper, only to the hopeful elect. Only the elect is going to have the true knowledge, wisdom, understanding of the scriptures, and be sincere and endure until the end. So I want to get a precept to that scripture. So this is John 4:38. It reads, "I sent you to reap that whereon ye bestowed no labor. Other men labored, and ye are entered into their labor." So we have entered into the labors of our forefathers, man, to the prophets of old. And even in this time, we entered into labors of, men like King Masha, High Priest Abiyah, High Priest Yaquab, our apostles and elders, a great millstone, Apostle Tahar, Apostle Ramlap, Apostle Gabar, Apostle Rakat, so on and so forth, all the way down to, a brother like me, so this is it's a, how do I explain this? Basically the Lord has it to where, this is a spiritual, it's a spiritual hierarchy, throughout history, man. And this is all coming back now to building the tabernacle of David, because the Lord is now rising us back up through the Spirit to set up that righteous government in the earth, starting with the elect, with Yahushua, King David, and the 144,000. And that's what you're seeing happening on earth right now with the men on the highways and byways, particularly the men of Great Millstone and the ones that teach the same doctrine. We believe that these are the men, that we are the men, of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. But that is the rulers of the world to come, being built up right before your eyes. But this thing started, a long time ago, man. And the truth has evolved over time, because now we know more things than our forefathers did in the past. We know more things than the prophets did in the past. They were getting the vision and stuff from the Lord to be able to document, the end times coming. But now we're living in those times. So we understand, more than they did. More things have been revealed unto us through the Spirit. So you see how it all connects, man. And it's crazy, man, how when you really open your eyes, or when the Lord opens your eyes, I should say, to see everything for what it is, you understand how important and how crucial this thing is. This is why it's important that our doctrine is sound, and that, there's order. This is why the apostles are so hard on, or so strict when it comes to, disorderly things. And, brothers going off in the doctrine and doing, whatever the case may be, because this is something that's basically been builded on for years and years, for decades. This is a serious thing, man. This is life or death. This is life or death. You see a lot of Jake nowadays. They look at the truth like it's just like it's a trend. Like it's something cool to be a part of. Which of course it is. It has a ring to it now, especially in these times, man. Being an Israelite, the chosen children of the Lord. And all those things are great, of course, but it's about being an Israelite. It's about understanding what time we're in, preparing for the days of evil that are ahead of us, man. That we be saved and hid in those days of evil, as it tells us in Zephaniah 2 and 3. But Jake is not doing that. Most Israelites they're using the truth as, they're basically making it like something of the world, man, like a gimmick. As I said, a trend. A lot of these other camps are doing that as well. When really this thing is so serious, man. They're really playing with the severity of this thing. And the Lord is going to judge those who are playing with the word. Who are making merchandise of the word, using it for gimmicks, their own benefit, using it to uplift themselves. Scriptures say in the last days that men will be lovers of themselves. That's what a lot of these other camps are doing. A lot of these leaders of these other camps are just using this thing really as a platform to uplift themselves. They're not even, dealing with or trying to deal with Yahushua, man. They're making it about them. That's what this thing is not. It's not about that whatsoever, man. This is a big thing, man. The severity of the truth goes back, it goes back thousands of years, man. The prophets, have been prophesying for our people to turn back to the Lord for thousands of years. So you got to understand that what's happening right now is it's a very serious thing, and you got to take it seriously, because it is life or death. And when people start seeing bodies drop, and they can, when they see these great calamities and death and destruction that the scriptures speak of, that's when they're gonna want to, take it seriously, take it as life or death, because that death is gonna be staring them in the face. Matter of fact, let me get this precept. See, because Jake think this is a joke, man. So, but you know, we're gonna see, man. We're gonna see what's a joke and what isn't. This is Psalms 110 and 3. Yeah, so I'll just read 3. Let's get the point. It reads, "Thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power. In the beauties of holiness, from the womb of the morning, thou hast the dew of thy youth." So, thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power. What does that mean? That means when the Lord is coming back, when all these, when Jacob's trouble was full-fledged and the Lord is really, about to make his return, that's when people are going to be like, oh, snap. This is serious. These brothers were right. The men, Apostle Tahar, Apostle Ramla, Apostle Gabar, Apostle Rakah, starting with, our beloved elders, and the men that teach the same thing, they're going to really sit back and say, these men were right. And they're going to think about their opportunity they had to take things seriously. Because a lot of people know the truth. A lot of people know the Israelites. They know some breakdowns. They're involved, so to speak. But they're not really taking it to heart and being Israelites and being sincere about it, and they're not on fire for this thing. So really, it doesn't count. The Lord said, those who are lukewarm, he's going to spew thee out of his mouth. But, they're going to be willing. And when it's too late, and when they see that death staring them in the face, and these terrible things that happen to people, man. People starving to death, people eating other people, people eating their children, people killing just for, crumbs. The wild beasts coming out, and eating people. Esau's, his troops, his robotic soldiers, tearing people apart, trying to exterminate Jake. All these things, man. Women being, ravished, man. And then eating. Things like that is what's really going to take place. When they see these things, man, that's when they're going to be willing. But then, by then it's too late, man. By then it's too late. And the Lord said, those that, roughly paraphrasing, those that knew the truth are going to get, beaten with many stripes, more stripes than, your 2/3 Israelite who didn't know anything because they knew better. So, yeah, let's go to 1 Corinthians 14 chapter and 31st verse. It reads, "For ye may all prophesy by one, for ye may all prophesy one by one, that all may learn, and all may be comforted. And the spirits of the prophets are subject to the prophets." So, yeah, man, it's back to my point earlier. The prophets of old that are back here today, in the spirit, if you can receive it, with the same men, same spirits that were writing these things to help us in today's time. Basically to lead us, in the right direction, man, when it comes to, advice, like I said, spiritual advice, dealing with certain situations through the spirit, whatever it may be. And here it is. We believe those men, for the most part, are part of Great Millstone. And, people are what? People are basically trying to shit on them. Really trying to shit on them, man. So, but man, the judgment the Lord is going to give out, man, and Jacob's trouble is going to be absolutely terrifying. Because, like I said, man, these people, see, they look at this thing. I'm talking about these other Jakes. Because, when I say they shit on, the elders and stuff, they're not showing any type of respect to these great men that really the Lord has set these men up. And if you can see it, then, you better thank the Lord, because these are the men, man. Those are the men. Those are the prophets, man, starting with them, and then the men of Great Millstone. that are sincere, and the brothers that teach a likewise doctrine. So the people who are, trying to basically that disrespect them, that, scoff at them, say bumalites, rapists, all this madness, these men and women, for that matter, are going to pay a great judgment. They're going to pay in the form of a great judgment, I should say. It's going to be, man, because these people are playing with the truth. They're playing with it. They're just looking at it like it's a, like, oh, let's see what, just like a debate thing. Like, let's see who wins the debate. And if what, a brother that's spitting the truth, he could be just, giving out facts, giving out the truth according to the scriptures on the matter. And if it's not appealing to, Jake's immaturity, whatever Jake wants to hear, then they don't take it seriously, man. Because Jake's looking at this thing like a game. This thing is not a game. It's just life or death. And these heathen, man, have no chance. So, we expect them to scoff. We expect, Edomites to scoff. We expect these other nations to scoff, man. But here's the thing, they don't even, it'd be Jake doing most of the scoffing. That's the crazy part, man. But these other nations don't have a chance, man. They got what's coming to them, man, because it's written. And so do you Israelites that don't repent and turn to Yahweh Shai, because it is written. Zechariah 13:8. So this thing is life or death, man. It's just life or death. That might be the name of the lesson. The truth is life or death. So let me get, I said, one more precept, and I'll close it out, Lord. So I don't want this to be too long. But this is Amos 9:11. It reads, "In that day will I rise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof, and I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old." So the Lord, as I said earlier, is rising up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, the house of David. That house of David is the elect. That 144,000, the men who are, prophesying, doing the works, and then trusting in and believed in Yahweh Shai in truth and sincerity to the very end, and as well as the believers, other men, women, and children who are believers that help, the prophets or served Yahweh Shai in any other way. So this is what's happening, man. And he's closing up those breaches, and those breaches is that separation between the nations, the northern and the southern kingdom separation, and the division amongst the tribes. He's bringing us back together, and you see that in the camps of Great Millstone. There's brothers all, of the 12 tribes. There's brothers all over the world, in different countries, different continents. Gathering through the Spirit to prophesy the downfall of this wicked empire, of this beast system. And this is what's happening, man. This is what the Lord is doing. See, but these other Israelites, the people of this world, they don't see this. But they will. They're going to see it, man. The Lord is going to make sure that they know. So, and you see, it's important. The reason why this thing is so important is just think about, the Lord is building up the house of David. When you're building a building, for example, one thing is that if there's one thing that's off in that infrastructure, that whole thing could collapse. That's why this thing is, it's a very specific, and how can I put this? Yeah, it's very specific. There's a very specific group of people the Lord is dealing with, man, because, that's why the apostles don't tolerate none, nobody going off, nobody spewing madness to the doctrine that they, through the Spirit, have laid out. Even people who claim GMS, They make decrees on that. If you're not part of GMS camps, don't put your name, GMS in your name. That's why it's so strict, because one thing can mess up a lot. One brother going off could mess up a lot. And it's really the Lord, disposing of any hindrances to the house of David. And that's what you're seeing now with all these Israelites, because this controversy, and the truth is meant to happen. It's meant to be controversial. So what you're seeing is the sifting of the house of Israel. You're seeing the elect being sifted away, or I should say the 2/3 of Israel, the non-elect being sifted away from the elect. The elect is going to be the last one standing, man. Matter of fact, let's get this last precept and then I'll close it out. Yeah. So this is 2nd Esdras 16, and I'll start at 70. It reads, "For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire." So there's gonna be, like I said earlier, all these crazy things going on, man. This judgment being given out left and right, harsh judgment, calamities, and the Lord is going to make sure that the elect is protected. Then people are going to know without a shadow of a doubt who the elect were, who the elect are. That's when Isaiah 4:1 kicks in. 7 women shall take away 1 man, saying, can you just, take away our reproach? Because the women are going to want that protection. That's when all those things, that's when it starts to come full circle, because the spiritual power is going to start coming out. The standard that's lifted when the enemy comes in like a flood, that's gonna start taking place. Spirit, they're going to start seeing miracles. The Lord is going to bless us, Yahweh Ratazah, that we be those men, with that spiritual power to get through these situations, because we're going to need it. That's when people are going to really understand how serious this thing is and who the elect is. So this is verse 74. It reads, "Hear, O ye my beloved, saith the Lord, behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same." There you go, man. So, matter of fact, we can end it on there. That hit the point. So yeah, man, the Lord is delivering the elect. Not all of Israel, man. And this is why you gotta take this thing seriously. But like I said, man, these jakes, men and women, they're gonna realize how serious this thing is, when it's too late. So you don't want to be in that situation, man. You gotta get this thing now. You gotta prepare for this thing now. Isaiah 33:6. "Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times." That wisdom and knowledge is built up now. You can't build up the wisdom and knowledge and understanding when, there's all other, all forms of madness going on. You do that now. So seek ye the Lord, man. Seek the Lord while he may be found, because the famine of the word is coming and destruction is coming, man. World War III is continuing to brew up. These devils are moving to the second phase, from the juice to the MOTB. So all the signs are there, man. The Lord's return is super close. But that means the kingdom is super close, man. So stay prayed up, man. Stay on your watch. Stay vigilant. Have faith in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, man. So I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem Mekakwadash. I'm going to say Shalom, Kwam Yasharala, and Abba Babo.
Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai.
I will bring gold, and for iron I will bring silver, and for wood brass, and for stones iron. I will also make thy officers peace, and thine exactors righteousness. Violence shall no more be heard in thy land, wasting nor destruction within thy borders. But thou shalt call thy walls salvation, and thy gates praise. The sun shall be no more thy light by day, neither for brightness shall the moon give light unto thee. But the Lord shall be unto thee an everlasting light, and thy God thy glory. Thy sun shall no more go down, neither shall thy moon withdraw itself. For the Lord shall be thine everlasting light, and the days of thy mourning shall be ended. Thy people also shall be all righteous. They shall inherit the land forever, the branch of my planting, the work of my hands, that I may be glorified. A little one shall become 1,000, and a small one a strong nation. I, the Lord, will hasten it in his time.
Revelation chapter 21, verse 18. And the building of the wall of it was of jasper, and the city was pure gold, like unto clear glass. Shalom Yasharala, peace Israel. Kal halayim la alahayanawa, Yahweh ba'ashem Yahushua ba'ashem Rakakwadash. All praises to our power, Yahweh ba'ashem Yahushua ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honor to our apostles and elders, great millstone. Peace and blessing to the elect of Israel. Shalom. Job chapter 36, verse 7. He withdraweth not his eyes from the righteous, but with kings are they on the throne. Yeah, he doth establish them forever, and they are exalted. Psalms chapter 122 and verse 4. Beginning at verse 3. Jerusalem is built as a city that's compact together. Whither the tribes go up, the tribes of the Lord, Yahweh ba'ashem Yahushua, unto the testimony of Israel, to give thanks unto the name of Yahweh ba'ashem Yahushua. But there are set thrones of judgment, the thrones of the house of David. This is a big thing, man, because we are a part of power that we can't fully comprehend right now. We are a part of something that's beyond this world, beyond this earthly realm, but it's going to be established on this earthly realm, on this earth. Okay? Because as it tells us in the Lord's Prayer, on earth as it is in heaven. Yes, our kingdom will be on the earth, but the order, the prestige and the honor, the majesty, but beginning with the order, that's coming from the heavens. And along with that, the glory. Okay? So what we're a part of is well worth it, man. Okay? It's more than worth it.